final stretch here on MaxPreps.com. I'm Zack Poff, and I'm joined by the one and only Christopher Stonebraker for the second straight week. How's it going, brother?
I'm good. It's always a pleasure to be here with you on the set of this beautiful final stretch show, but it is only the second week, so I mean...
2 for 2, man.
It is 2 for 2, so when I say it's always a pleasure, I mean 2 weeks in a row, so... Thank you for having me.
And of course, last weekend, the EYBL got started in Sacramento. Some of the top high school hoopers in the business out there balling in Sacramento. With that, let's go ahead and bring in our national basketball editor, Jason Hickman, to break down last weekend's great action. How's it going, Jay?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on, and looking forward to talking some EYBL.
Hey, Jason, so we're going to kind of do a little three in the key-ish type segment here in the show with you, where we're going to ask you some questions, and of course I know from experience that Jason Hickman will have the answers. And first off, I want to ask you, each team that's in the EYBL is just loaded with high school basketball talent, and those players that are on each team usually stand out on their own high school team, but here they all kind of come together and mesh a little bit, but there are usually some that stand out amongst the crowd, and I wanted to ask you, who did you see this weekend amongst all of that talent that really stood out?
Yeah, well, kind of building on your question a little bit, Chris, the talent level in the EYBL is absolutely unprecedented at the high school or club level, whatever you want to call it. If you're close to one of the future stops in Hampton, Dallas, or Minneapolis, as a fan, you should definitely take the opportunity to go out and check out one of these sessions. You will not be disappointed. The talent level brings some high school stars down a couple notches. Very humbling experience. I have a feeling there were a lot of big-time players in the gym early Monday morning looking for ways to elevate their game. But getting right to your question, Chris, the guy that stood above the crowd, absolutely no doubt about it, our MaxPreps National Junior of the Year, Ben Simmons from Montford Academy, playing his EYBL ball with Each One Teach One out of Florida, who is the defending EYBL champs, and they look stocked and primed and ready for a repeat run. Simmons, just so much composure, so much maturity, such an unbelievable understanding of how to make his teammates better. He's really getting to the point for me where I would put him up there in the same category as some of the most promising players that I've had the opportunity to cover, talking about guys like Harrison Barnes, Anthony Davis, and Nerlens Noel, who are really some of the guys that are at the top of the list for me in terms of top prospects over the last 5 years or so.
And of course, Ben Simmons, I like to call him the high riser from down under, one of the best hoopers in the country. But who was the guy that was kind of under the radar going into last weekend's action that really made a big time splash?
This guy won't be under the radar for very much longer. And he's not a total unknown, but he's outside of most people's top 100 right now. And that would be Deontay Davis of Muskegon High School in Michigan and Spice Indy Heat of the EYBL. Davis put up frequent triple-doubles last season at Muskegon, helped the Big Reds go unbeaten and win the Class A state title in Michigan. So he was one of the guys I was really looking forward to seeing coming into the weekend, and he did not disappoint. Averaged about 22 points and 7 rebounds per game this weekend and leading Indy Heat to an unbeaten record. Unbelievable finisher, plays volleyball above the rim, athletic big man that I think will really see his stock rise over the summer. Don't be surprised if he lands in the top 10 before it's all said and done.
Okay, now the last question for you is a twofer. I got 2 for you right now with this last one. First one is, what team did you see in the EYBL as being the team to beat? And the second part of my question is, what was the biggest performance, individual performance, that you got to see?
Yeah, well, I'll circle back to Each One Teach One. Again, I said they were the defending champions, and they look well-stocked to do it once again. Not just Simmons, they've got Antonio Blakeney in the backcourt, and Alex Owens, another teammate of Blakeney's at Oak Ridge High School in Orlando. They really were dominant throughout the weekend. No reason not to kind of install them as the early leader to take the Peach Jam title, but this is a very, very talented league. I suspect they will be pushed in the coming weeks and anything can happen at the Peach Jam. So we'll see. In terms of biggest performance, I wrote about a guy named Alonzo Trier, who was the leading scorer at the weekend in Sacramento and was phenomenal. But no doubt Malik Monk of the Arkansas Wings and Bentonville High School stole his thunder a little bit Sunday morning by going for a record 59 points in an 8 o'clock game. So I don't want to hear that nothing good ever happens in 8 a.m. games at club or summer events. Malik Monk went off, hit 15 out of 26 field goals in that game, and went 19 out of 23 from the free throw line, hit 10 3-pointers. Full disclosure, did take him 2 overtimes to get that done. But anytime you're putting up those kind of numbers in EYBL play, you deserve a mention.
And of course, Jason, thanks for the time. And Malik Monk, man, 59 points, 10 out of 16 from deep, just straight cash. And once again, to check out everything from last weekend's EYBL, just go to MaxPreps.com, go to our basketball homepage, and check out all of Jason Hickman's great articles. And of course, check out Mitch Stevens' article, kind of doing a bio of the high riser from down under. Of course, Ben Simmons and Stoney. A lot of more EYBL action, more of the top high school hoopers going to ball this summer. Who are some guys you're kind of keeping your eye on?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to Jason as well. Again,
our Michael Jordan here at MaxPreps.com.
Thank you for taking the time out to come and visit with us. It's always a pleasure to talk to him. If you want to know something about high school basketball, that's the guy to ask. He knows so much. But anyways, for me wise, I would say I want to see Malik Monk. We did the Beyond the X about Malik Monk. I want to see him. I kind of just want to. 59 points. The boy can shoot. We've shown his dunk that got viral as well. So he has a vertical. Just an all-around good player, I think. So Malik Monk's one of those players. Another one is Deontay Davis, especially since I didn't get the opportunity last summer to see him play, and he is kind of climbing up those rankings. I want to see exactly how good he is, where he ranks amongst the bigs that are around the country with the Ivan Rabs and the Steven Zimmermans. And then the last one is Mickey Mitchell. I would love to see Mickey Mitchell, because his freshman year when he was at PCA with Julius Randle, I didn't get to see him. I just got to see a lot of his highlights when he started going a little viral with his hoop mixtapes. And then going into his sophomore year, he got hurt. I was over at the City of Palms, and I didn't get to see him and Julius play. Julius was also hurt at the time, so I didn't get the opportunity to see them play at PCA. He transferred to Plano West. It's just one of those things where Mickey, over the years, is one of the guys that I'd like to see. So hopefully, I think he's on the Texas Titans, and we'll be able to get to see him.
And of course, last weekend in Sacramento, some of the best coaches in college hoops were out there to check out 71 of the top 100 recruits in the 2015 class. You had guys like John Calipari there to check out the best talent, Tom Izzo, and so on and so. Of course, Kevin Ollie, who helped lead UConn to a national championship, was there to check it out. And our guy, Todd Shirtliff, there to get all of the photos, too, as you get a look at Tubby Smith and Tom Izzo. Of course, Tubby Smith at Texas Tech, and Izzo, of course, has been at Michigan State forever. Get a look at Coach Cal and Sean Miller there for Arizona, who's probably the best recruiter on the West Coast.
Oh, for sure. And we showed Izzo, and Deontay Davis is also committed to going to Michigan State. So he's trying to get Caleb Swanigan over there and to join him, the big guy that they call, Biggie. Biggie. And then look, you got Patino sitting there watching in, and I'm sure that he has his eyes on a few of these players.
Aaron, of course, going to Louisville next year to go ball. And there's Larry Brown getting his reading on. Of course, at SMU, he's done a phenomenal job recruiting Manu Moutier, one of the top recruits and maybe the best point guard coming out in the 2014 class.
Yeah, when it comes to recruiting, you need to start in your backyard, and that's what he did basically by keeping Emmanuel very close to home. If he can continue to keep those Dallas products close to home and then reach out to Oklahoma and maybe go and grab like a Coach K does, goes across the country and grabs one specific recruit, he can really start to build something special there.
And of course, those are some of the top players in high school hoops. Switching it up a little bit, let's go ahead and take a look at the top teams in softball and check out this week's Xcellent 25 presented by the Army National Guard. Mission Viejo stays atop the Xcellent 25 for the 6th consecutive week, and the number 2 team, Amador Valley, has arguably the best pitcher in the business in Johanna Grauer. She's appeared in all 18 games, started 17 of them, and is 18-0 with a, check this out, 0.16 earned run average. She's allowed 300 runs in 127 innings and a third, and the UCLA commit has 10 shutouts this year. And rounding out the top 10 is South Salem and LaGrange, who have cracked the top 10 list on this week's Excellent 25 rankings.
It's one thing in softball that I'm always amazed at. I mean, a girl can start 17 of your 18 games.
That's nuts. 18-0. Has every win in the books.
I mean, every time you're going out, what are you supposed to do? Like, I mean, if you're the opposition and you're the coach, you're like, okay, we know this is who we're going against. But it's just, man, your arm, all that action.
It's like back in the early 1900s, we had guys like Cy Young going out. Of course, has the most innings pitched in Major League Baseball history, and guys like Walter Johnson, who just kind of went out there every day or every off day.
Yep.
Definitely something you don't see in baseball. But sticking with baseball, let's go ahead and check out this week's Excellent 50 baseball rankings. Once again, presented by the Army National Guard. Barb stays atop the Excellent 50 after reeling off their 18th consecutive W, and are looking to win their second state title in the last 3 years, whilst Jesuit joins Lambert as the only undefeated teams in the top 10. St. Rita, Clearwater Central Catholic, and Elk Grove all cracked the top 20 this week, and teams that took the biggest hit were the First Academy, who fell out of the top 10 after losing to Orangewood Christian in the District 6 3A Championship, and Arlington and Huntington Beach. Gotta love my 714 peeps out in Huntington Beach. Watching Uncle Gary, I see ya. We're two of the 6 teams who dropped out of the Excellent 50 rankings this week. And of course, speaking of Elk Grove, they have a big-time game this Saturday afternoon at the University of Pacific, taking on Temecula Valley in the Boris Classic Championship. And you get a look right there at Derek Hill, one of the best players in the 2014 class, the center fielder for Elk Grove. He was named the top defensive player of the year by Perfect Game last summer, and he's batting .554 this year with 22 RBIs. One of the top players projected for the 2014 MLB Amateur Draft, expected to go within the first 2 rounds. You get a look right there at the lefty sensation Chris Martin, 2-1 on the year with a 0.71 ERA, and he's not allowed more than 1 earned run in any of the 7 starts this season. And of course, looking at the Southern California champs, Temecula Valley, from the 951, ranked number 8 in the National Freeman Computer Rankings. They took down Vista Marietta 4-1 in the SoCal Championship game. UC Santa Barbara bound Kyle Plantier has been an absolute beast at the dish this year, batting .387 with 3 long balls and 24 runs batted in. He's following in the same footsteps as his uncle, Phil Plantier, who played professionally for 8 years and is the hitting coach for Bud Black and the San Diego Padres. You get a look right there at David Maldonado, one of the best middle infielders in the business. The future San Diego Aztec plays just like his favorite player, the one and only, the gritty Dustin Pedroia, one of the best second basemen for the Boston Red Sox. Played a vital part in the World Series Boston won last year. And of course, sticking with baseball, one of the best stories went down on the Ellen Show this week as Tunde Ahmad, Oakland Tech star outfielder who's batting over .500 this year, went on and announced where he's going to college next year. Take it away, Ellen.
Despite living in the inner city, our next guest has made his own path to success, earning a 5.0 GPA and scoring a 2100 on his SATs. He has been accepted into many Ivy League schools and proves that with hard work and support from family, anything is possible. From Oakland, California, please welcome 18-year-old Tunde Ahmad. Time to learn how to dance if you're always studying like that. That's amazing. I mean, first of all, congratulations on getting into all these schools that you applied to. That's incredible. I was like, I didn't even know you could get a 5.0 grade point average. I had no idea. And 2100 on. And so have you always been a good student?
Yeah, I guess it started when I was young. So just got on like a good path. Always when I got home from school after practice and sports, everything just went right to homework and just stayed on top of it. And I don't know, it's a good pattern and made it a lot easier as I got older. So.
Yeah, but I mean, you live in a neighborhood where, I mean, I think your brother got shot.
Yeah, so I was supposed to go to my god sister's party with my brother, but I had to write an essay that day, so yeah.
That's amazing. He's okay though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's okay.
Fine.
And you applied to, there's only 2 colleges I think that you didn't get into, which I was shocked. You didn't get into Harvard. And Stanford. but you got into Yale, you got into Brown, you got into
Columbia, Northwestern.
That's amazing. That's incredible. So what's a typical? Well, I think, and your parents are in the audience. You have to be so proud of him. What an amazing young man he is, right? Now, you can say he's the smartest one of the children?
Yes, we can say that.
Yeah. But do they study as well? Do they work as hard at their grades?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Okay,
So.
and you're going to announce today, they don't even know where you chose to go to college, but you're going to tell us all right now where you're choosing to go to college.
Yeah, so I've been a Bulldog at Oakland Tech for the past 4 years, so I'm going to continue to be a Bulldog, and I'm headed to Yale University next year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, I know that tuition is expensive, and after all the loans, you still personally owe $12,000.
Yeah.
And Shutterfly has helped us all season long give back to our guests, and they want to help you and give you a check for $15,000.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Congratulations.
Just an awesome story for Oakland Tech's
Amazing.
Tunde Ahmad, and I didn't know it was possible you could get a 5.0.
Yeah.
I didn't open up that high.
Hey, I mean, he's taking advanced placement classes from the get-go when he got into school.
And
so.
I can guarantee you probably wish you had some of those slick dance moves that Tunde Ahmad really brought out to the stage on Ellen.
Well, okay, I didn't have a 5.0.
All right.
I didn't have a 2100 on my SATs.
You got the moves, though?
I'm not going to Yale. and even though Colin Ward-Hindinger went to Yale,
Did he
am
really?
Not, he did, our very own. But I don't have any of those talents in the classroom. But what I do have, I roll the tape and,
Get it. Get it, Stoney. Oh. Just clean yourself off a bit there.
You gotta clean it a little bit, look in the mirror, fix things.
He ain't done. He is done. I'll give you about a 6 out of 10 on that.
I had to hold myself back a little bit because, as you saw, Jerry Rice had given me the mic.
Were you nervous? Were you nervous a bit? You got
he was
Jerry
with the
Rice?
Dancing of the Stars, and I didn't want him to look that bad.
He taught you that?
No, he did not teach me that. Jerry Rice is,
And you taught him
He's
all
the
his
GOAT.
moves,
He's the
getting
GOAT.
ready for. He's the best football player of all time. And of course, before we wrap up today's show, we want to take a look back at one of the top user videos from last week. Head out to Tennessee. Ben Spradley, man, he hit his first career home run, but the best was his father's reaction to the long ball he hit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Ben Spradley hit one out of the park! Woo!
Yeah. Oh, boy, man.
Just an awesome reaction. I mean, did your dad do that when you hit your first bomb?
Never gave him the opportunity to do that in any of the games. I mean, but that's not saying that I can't hit.
You got a little
here,
power.
roll. Yeah,
We got
I'm showing-
more.
Boom! Oh!
He's juicing, folks. Look at that nice swing, follow through, keep your elbow up.
The pitching was terrible.
Oh, that was
there.
a weak round out the third.
Pitching was terrible.
I think it's the opposite, bro.
Click.
You get a little sore there?
Yeah, getting old. Pulling the ball.
Pop up. Oh, barely got it.
Off the
Swinging
tip.
like you're on the San Francisco Giants there, partner.
Pulled it again. Anyway, I mean, yeah, I never hit
You getting sore? You getting sore just watching that?
Dad never got that excited off of me and Rasmussen, but it was a good time, and at least I got to show you guys that, you know, I can at least swing. That's
Making
really-
contact,
yeah,
right?
I'm making contact, yeah.
Well, that is all the time we have here. Of course, you need to go get stretched out after seeing that. It's all the time we have here on the Final Stretch on MaxPreps.com. And of course, a big shout out to Sage the Gemini, dishing out some love for MaxPreps. Bay Area rap, always doing it big.
Banking with MaxPreps.
Get it? And of course, we are out here at MaxPreps.com, America's source for high school sports.